There are two ways most people make decisions: from who they are becoming or from who they've always been. And that difference quietly determines the direction of your life. Because when decisions come from the past, you will repeat familiar patterns, the same habits, the same fears, the same expectations about who you're supposed to be. But when decisions come from the future version of you, something shifts. Growth stops being theoretical and it becomes practiced. Throughout this series, we've been exploring self-leadership. In the first video, we talked about values and how they act as filters for your decisions. Not every good option is your option. And then in the second video of this series, we talked about self-trust. The moment you stop waiting for permission and begin acting on what you already know. In the last video of this series, we talked about embodied leadership, the idea that leadership starts long before anyone is watching, long before any titles, recognition, or promotions. It shows up in the quiet integrity between what you say matters and how you actually live. But there's one more layer that is going to pull all of this together, and that is your identity. The version of yourself you believe you are. Because identity quietly shapes your decisions more than motivation ever will. Motivation comes and goes, depending on where you are in life and what obligations you are required and what is going on around you. If you believe you are someone who avoids risk, you will always make decisions that protect safety. If you believe you are someone who struggles with following through on what you say you will do, you'll make decisions that reinforce that hesitation. If you believe you are someone who always has to prove themselves worthy, you will make decisions from pressure instead of purpose. Most people try to change their lives without examining the identity driving their choices. Instead, they focus on goals, they focus on discipline, they focus on trying harder, they focus on motivation. But the deeper question underneath it all is much simpler. Who are you becoming? Because the future version of you doesn't appear all at once. That person is built decision by decision in small moments that most people overlook. Choosing honesty when it would be easier to avoid a conversation so that you aren't uncomfortable. Protecting your energy when something no longer aligns. Following through on commitments that you made to yourself. Each of those moments reinforces an identity that you hold about yourself. And over time, identity is your default. This is why identity-based self-leadership matters. If you want to build a life and career that is meaningful, instead of asking, what should I do right now? You begin asking a different question. What would the version of me I'm becoming choose in this moment? That question changes everything because it shifts your attention away from old patterns and toward the person you are intentionally practicing becoming. It does not require perfection. It just requires honest awareness and the willingness to make slightly different choices than you did before. Over time, those new choices compound. Your habits change. Your confidence deepens. Your leadership becomes more visible in the way you move through the world. The future version of you becomes real through the decisions you practice today. So let me ask you something. Think about one area of your life where you feel stuck right now. And maybe stuck isn't the right word. Maybe the right word is challenged. Because you're high functioning, you probably aren't stuck. But you might be facing barriers or tension or challenges. What would change if the next decision you made came from the version of yourself you are becoming, rather than the version of yourself you've always been? That question can be uncomfortable, but it also can be incredibly clarifying in the moment. Because self-leadership isn't about controlling the outcomes. It's about choosing the direction you want your life to move, one aligned decision at a time. So if this series resonated with you, stay with these conversations. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. And I want to leave you with one final reflection. What would change in your life if your choices reflected who you are becoming instead of who you've always been? If this gave you something to think about today, be sure to subscribe. Stay here with these conversations because there is a whole lot more to come.